Hey there, gamers! Welcome back to the channel, Former Fire Gaming. Hello to the Filipino gaming community and all the gamers around the world. And right now, we're playing still. Let me move a bit for you guys. So you can see Remnant 2. So we have Goddess Nimue on the background. So I hope you guys like it. Alright, so I managed to create a new build and stabilize it because on my previous live stream I tried the medic gunslinger and it's actually weak and squishy and it dies a lot, so I managed to remedy that. So but before anything else, let's proceed with our shoutouts for the day. So let me open my Steam overlay for you guys, and I put everything on the note so I don't forget anything. So shout out to Jamil Gulaba, John Jeffrey Mangali, previous coworker in Lorica work from home. And Ponky Consigna, Christian Rimas, Bin Alpasan, Balcas Margarito, previous coworker in Datacom, and basically these people are gamers. Christian Rimas is basically a PS5 console gamer. Bin Alpasan plays Diablo 4, same with Balcas Margarito. Ponky Consigna plays Diablo 3 and Diablo 4 and has a PC and Steam Deck. So, and then we have John Jervin Subiri, my classmate back in STI, System Technology Institute Global, the main branch in BGC. And then Ariel Chua, hope you're doing well, classmates in elementary and high school. He's also a content creator, a streamer. His content is basically cooking and singing and also a little bit of gaming. And then my Tita Lelet, my Tita Lelet actually supports my hobby, also supports me at work. So I hope you're having a great evening. She's probably asleep now, so I hope you're getting enough rest. And Lorraine Jacinto de la Cruz and Jesser de la Cruz, her husband, I hope you're having a great evening, a great night's sleep together with your baby Jai. Hope he's healthy. And Queen Wasabi, previous co-worker in Datacom, also a content creator, podcaster, and Kingsley Borja, Edward Alto, classmates in elementary and high school. Kingsley Borja is working at a cruise ship. Edward Alto is a teacher at STI. And Michelle Arnie Apas, Vicky Icaro Manara, Ignorant Santiago, Muhammad Nunawang. My housemate is actually Nino Ren Santiago and Muhammad Nunawang. Back then when I was working in Mandaluyong and also Ortigas area. So Michelle Arnie Apas is actually Nino's girlfriend before, and Vicky Icaro Manarang is Noor's girlfriend before, but basically they moved on, so they have their own lives now. But they're still friends, and I hope they're all doing well. From what I've seen on their social media, they're all good. So, which is nice. And then Leo Jacinto, Leia's twin brother. I hope you're doing well with your family. And then Clarence Sigunto, Glenn Sigunto, and Christian Sigunto. Basically, Tita Lelet's 3 sons, so they're siblings. So they're my cousin in my father's side. And then my niece, Julia Asia Unlubia. Hope you're doing good in your studies. Eric Bartolome, Francisco Gapas, both classmates in high school. Eric Bartolome is a mechatronics engineer, also a gamer. He plays Monster Hunter Rise and Final Fantasy 16 and also Diablo 4. Francisco Gapas is a cook in a cruise ship, from what I know. And then we have Arnel Samarita, Rick Lutero, both co-worker in Sutherlands, but I don't know where they work now. Then I have my another cousin from my mother's side, this time Jocelyn Geronimo Bagay. She studies at STI Balagtas as taking up engineering. I think computer engineering to be exact. So I hope you succeed and don't lose patience and focus and stay motivated. Then Joy Lucero, when my mom died, my dad got into another relationship. So I have a stepmom, and Joy Lucero is the daughter of my stepmom, so technically my stepsister. So we're a bit quite close. So I hope she's doing well. I've seen her earlier, or not earlier. I'm sorry. Yesterday. So I know she's doing well, and I hope she's having a good night's sleep. And previous coworker as well in Datacom, Mark De Leon. This guy is good with basketball and also works in IT. Then J. Kerrigan Valle, my coworker in Dell. We were a tech support before. This guy's do cosplay before, and right now he's playing. He's good with playing cards, and also he mods Nintendo DS Lite. Then I have my previous coworker before in Cognizant as a service desk analyst, June Falado. This guy is reliable and kind. I remember he lent me money so I can fully pay my SSS loan, so I can have my benefits intact if something happens to me, because it's around 400 plus thousand now. So he lent me 5,000 back then so I can go home to Bulacan, and he didn't actually ask for the money back for almost 2 years. Then I paid him, and he asked no interest, so he's a good person. So hope you're doing well, June. He works. I think he does not work in Cognizant anymore. He works somewhere in Makati. I forgot the name of the company. I hope you're doing good. He's probably working now in night shift or graveyard shift. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you keep your health up. Then I added a section, progress update for the game. I rerolled Yesha, and I completed the world. I have exchanged the Tame Seed to the Red Empress, getting the Ring of the Burden of the Rebel, which we're using now actually. Before, on my previous playthrough, I planted the Tame Seed to Ward 13 Garden, and infinitely it grows after a few hours, and you can retrieve a consumable fruit, the tame mature fruit, which give you immortality. When you die, it instantly revives you, but it doesn't work in cliff drops. So if you drop on a cliff, you die, the fruit will be consumed, but it will not revive you. Alright, and I defeated the Root Nexus and freed Lemire again, defeating the Defiler boss. However, the Doe and Ravager arc didn't generate, so it didn't proc. So I was hoping to kill the Doe this time and get the amulet, because before, in my previous live stream, if you watch it, I killed the Ravager, resulting on getting the Doe antlers and making a melee weapon out of it. So this arc didn't happen. So I'm gonna try again probably on my next live stream, but this time I'm recording because I'm gonna discuss this build. This is another build guide video. That's why I'm recording right now. And I have leveled the medic gunslinger to level 5, thus becoming more tanky. I'm using Resonating Heart, which is one of the top builds. I researched in Google and YouTube for the top builds, and basically this one is famous for its unlimited healing capability and unlimited refill of relic charges. So I'm gonna discuss that further. For our goals today, I'm using the Spectral Blade now instead of the Dreamcatcher for a more aggressive and damage-oriented build. So it's a +9. I hope to get it to +10, and I hope we upgrade the relic charges from 8 currently to 10. So technically we need 3 simulacrums. We need to farm simulacrums. However, simulacrums are rare in this game. When you find one, basically it's just a piece. So when you find one, it's just one. And right now I'm on the Rude World. I rerolled it, and it's on Talrata Arc. It's not on the Shala Arc, which will lead you to the Phantom Horizon. So right now we're on the Talrata Arc. I finished some of the side locations, like the Dark Conduit and the Portrait Domain. So we're gonna find the Soul Catcher and kill Talrata in a different way, because Talrata eats existence. So he actually eats living beings, and he immortalizes them by having a collective soul or a collective mind. So last time I killed him physically. He asked me if I can be eaten. I rejected and then fight him physically. So I got an item for that. So alternately, we're going to get eaten this time. And then what will happen is that we'll be fighting him on the metaphysical world. So we will not be included in his collective consciousness. And then technically we will be restored back to reality. So that's what happened from what I read. And then I tried to find the engineer engram, not endgame, engram, I'm sorry. Even though the Aeon Vault is fully explored, but I did find it, I think. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out when I start the game, because what I find an item on the edge of the map, like what it said on the articles in Google and YouTube, after watching 3 videos, because the maps seems to be RNG as well, randomly generated. So Sometimes they change places, sometimes it feels the same. So I don't really know, but I found an item, so I'm gonna check with Wally or Wallace and see if the engram is an engineer type. So we'll check that, we'll check the skills, so you guys can have a preview as a bonus. But technically, we're going to discuss the medic gunslinger build. So this build is basically relies on unlimited healing, unlimited refill on relic charges, with a side of DPS, fire rate, reload speed, and basically large ammo reserves. So, so let's go. Let's start the game. Okay, that'll take a while. That's weird. I'm using an NVMe 1 terabyte, 2 pieces of NVMe, so it's 2 terabyte. And I've partitioned a section just for the games. So I'm not sure why it took a while to load up. So probably it's because I'm streaming, so it's using the hard drive speed. So let's have at it. Let's take a look of the build. So technically, I gone through. I'm gonna turn off my camera so you could see the bottom part. So I've gone through a medium build instead of normal 25, and I've gone through Twisted Idol. So technically, the build on YouTube, what they do is they mixed up the medic archetype to 3 archetypes. Handler, 1, then Summoner, and then Engineer. So they also mentioned that the build excels in survivability because of the healing of the resonating heart, the overheal process, and unfortunately it lacks, it has weakness. They mentioned weakness on ammo reserve, weakness on the DPS, and then technically they remedy that using a melee weapon. So I I didn't copy the build. So what I did, I watched it and taken the idea of the resonating heart, it because it's a good source of survivability, and then in terms of the weakness, I already fix what it lacks by partnering the build with the gunslinger. So I'm gonna explain that. So on their build, they use Nimwe's amulet. Nimwe's amulet is actually craftable by using this amulet, gold ribbon, and a silver ribbon. It's found in Lawson via the couple statue of the Fae. And technically, you loot the normal ribbon, and then you tie it up on the statue. You get out of the area, you come back, then it will become, sorry about my choices of words there, it will become a golden ribbon. But to get the silver ribbon, I didn't have it because I didn't know. There's a mirror world and or slash dark world, what they call it, on Losong, on the palace. in which you can tie up the normal ribbon on the statue of the couple statue of the page, then get out, same thing, come back, and it will be a silver ribbon. So once you have the silver and the gold ribbon, you take it to the area where Nimue is, the lake area. It's not actually what the name of the area is, but there's a lake there, and Nimue rises up from the lake. So uh, basically, Nimue crafts the Nimue's amulet, and from what I've seen or remember, Nimue's amulet gives 15% healing effectiveness, plus once you're being healed, it grants you haste as well. I think 15 seconds as well is the same. So it's like this ring of the forest spirit. Healing relic healing effectiveness is increased by 15%. But for Nimue's, I think it has uh, a party healing as well. Like 50% of the healing amount goes to your party members. So I didn't go through to that route because, for example, if I unequip the Twisted Idol, go with another amulet, and then we're technically heavy. So if I remove my camera, so heavy, slow dodge, 50% stamina cost penalty, which is bad. Medium, medium is okay because 25% stamina penalty is not really uh, felt because we have the endurance trait here. Uh, endurance trait increases max stamina by 30. So medium weight is okay, heavy is bad. So what they usually do, from what I've seen, they go light build, uh, exactly 25 if I'm correct. So something like this. So light. So if you can see, light, fast dodge, no stamina cost penalty, but the thing is, your armor, your damage reduction is 27%. You're gonna be a class character, and there will be times that your healing will not keep up because the damage can one-shot you, especially with the elites that has killing blow or slash death blow on how they call it on the articles. So I don't recommend it. I will recommend a 25 light build if you have a mythic relic fragments, because from what I seen on YouTube, on the top 5 builds, this is actually the number one. All the fragments that they have are all healing effectiveness, because on this case, this is ordinary healing effectiveness. So ordinary, that means healing coming from skill. There's also relic fragments that uh, healing effectiveness from the relic, and also relic fragments healing effectiveness from consumables. So if you have those three, and they're on a mythic level, not ordinary, because what I have is only ordinary. It's +1, +2. It's I haven't played the game. I only have I've invested 80 plus hours only. Those who have mythic relic fragments probably invested 200 hours or more. So if you want to go live, you need to have those mythic level relic fragments that increases healing effectiveness. So on my case, that's a no-no. I will not survive. I will get one-shotted and that's it. Medic doesn't have a revival skill like the handler alchemist build, which in case the bonded perk prime perk of the handler, as long as your dog is alive, it will revive you using a relic charge. But it has a cooldown, but the handler has short cooldowns in terms of the skill. Plus, we have expertise. Reduces skill cooldowns by 20%, which is enough for the handler and alchemist. And alchemist's ultimate skill is elixir of life, the vial of elixir of life, in which case you throw the vial on the ground, and then if you're in the AoE, it will grant you a buff aura, which will be active for several seconds, and once you get killed, it will auto revive you in full health. So you can watch that on my previous build. Just check my channel, check the playlist. There's a Remnant playlist there. There's the handler / alchemist build. It's good because it's utilizing heal and revivals. So technically, in short, it's the immortal build because you die, then you revive. So you resurrect. So that's the immortal build. So getting back in here, I'm not gonna use the Nimwe's amulet because I play solo. Even if I find it, I'm gonna go Twisted Idol still. And then I'm gonna go heavy armor here. Then we still have 5 armor to spare. Oh, that's too much. So there. But since Medic is our main character, I think it's more distinguishable if we go this one. So anything goes. The Night Stalker's round, it's good. Or if you want the Field Medic mask, it's good. So there we go. Now, for the Relic Fragment, I only have ordinary healing effectiveness plus 1, so plus 3% if I use the Medic Shield. If you're going on a party or a group, go with Redemption because it's gonna revive other party members. It's also gonna heal them as well, which will fill out the bar for your Resonating Heart. And by filling the bar of the Resonating Heart to 100%, it fills out your relic charges. So that's why it's unlimited healing, unlimited relic. So that's the build. By the way, to set your expectation, Medic Gunslinger build is hard to level up, especially when you're using Wellspring. Wellspring does heal you very fast. It's good. However, on some cases, when you do that and you're engaging like 5 or more enemies, your healing will not keep up. You will be forced to dodge do a dodge roll, leaving the AoE area so the healing stops there. So you will die. So I am setting your expectation. If you would do this build, do not lose patience. So keep killing enemies until you get level 5 and until you get healing shield, because healing shield is technically an aura or a buff aura that provides you a shield for 100% and heals you for 27.7%. So this is 27. I think it's only 25. It's 27 because we have healing effectiveness by 3%. Now, for the jewelries, I've discussed Twisted Idol on the amulet. I would require you to have Ring of the Forest Spirit. It increases the Relic healing effectiveness by 15%, so the Resonating Heart. You need this because Resonating Hearts regenerates you by 65% of max health over 5 seconds. What matters here is the overheal. Any overheal health is doubled and awarded to you over the next 20 seconds. So when your health goes full and then you're fighting, you get damage, it heals again. So if you know Wolverine, it's like that. It's constant healing over 20 seconds. And then constant healing fills out the bar for the Resonating Heart. So technically, it's on a loop. You constantly heal, you constantly refill the bar, and you constantly refill the relic charges. So that's basically what happens here. So that's why you need the Ring of the Forest Spirit. And then you need Reserve Boosting Gem. This is a ring that constantly heals you for 0.33 per second. And if you're 50% below health, it heals you for 2 HP per second until you reach 50% health. So, and also the heal coming from this would also contributes to the healing bar of the Resonating Heart. You will see the healing bar later once we show you the gameplay. And then I would recommend Celerity Stone. Increases the consumable and relic use speed by 20% because we're using Burden of the Rebel. Unfortunately, Burden of the Rebel reduces the relic use speed by 25%. We need this because the cooldown of the healing shield is actually 72 seconds. So that's a minute, almost a minute and a half. So that's long. And if we use this combining with expertise, skill cooldown reduction by 20%, we end up with 65 seconds cooldown. So a minute, just a minute and a few seconds. So we still need the Burden of the Rebel. So in terms of the weapon, anything goes here. You can use anything, but I would explain it still. From my build, what I'm using, because I benefit from the Gunslinger perk, I'm using overflow. This is the same with corrosive and hotshot that causes burning and acid. Overflow imbues the weapon the same with shock element this time. However, what's good in this case is it gives you increased fire rate by 15% and reload speed by 15%. And this gun has a long reloading time. So, which is good for this build. And technically, when we discuss the perks, you would see that Gunslinger would fill in the gaps in the DPS. So, on the mutator, I'm using bandit. Why? Because overflow increases fire rate, but I have a bandit plus 6 grants me 22% chance to return the ammo spent directly to the magazine. So, having a higher fire rate, meaning we're having a higher proc chance of that 22% of returning the ammo. Plus, we have a high magazine count, 150. So, we have a high RPS amount as well, 9.5 per second. So, meaning our fire rate will increase if we activate the overflow mod, thus increasing the amount of ammo returning to the magazine. So it will happen frequently. Then I'm using Spectral Blade plus 9. Like what I said earlier, I needed to farm Simulacrum to maximize a melee weapon plus 10. Because I think the maximum upgrade of a melee weapon is plus 10. So this melee weapon has a built-in mod Whirlwind, which is good because we have disengage mutator. So I'm gonna explain in summary. So Whirlwind is basically an attack, a series of slashes. If you watch the anime Samurai X, and if you know the move of Kenshin, the 9-headed dragon light, it's technically a 9-headed spiral slash. If you can see the Whirlwind logo over there, it's on the same pattern. So it's technically the same. It's a charge attack which can be performed by doing a neutral backdash. So neutral backdash is just simple. You just press space. Nothing else. No directional buttons, just space. So the character will do a neutral backdash and then you do a charge attack. Charge attack is just simply holding down left click and then it would do a whirlwind, which causes a 293 damage for 8 meters. So it covers a large area. Plus, the disengage is basically buffing the whirlwind. Why? Because melee strikes increases the damage of the next backdash evade attack, which is the whirlwind, by 7.6%, maximum of 5 stacks. So technically what I usually do, I don't do the maximum 5 stacks. I do triple slash and then neutral backdash and then whirlwind. Sometimes I don't do the disengage method if it's emergency. I don't have ammo and I just need a single damage burst. I do the whirlwind right away to kill an enemy. Then for my tech handgun or side piece, I use hot shot, but I recommend another build for or mod rather, not build. Hot shot is good because it increases range damage for 15 seconds and applies burning, and it's good for this weapon because I have refunder plus 6. It's the same with bandit. It refunds the ammo, but it doesn't go to the magazine. It goes to the reserve. I put it here because Tech 22 has a faster reload speed. Plus, we have a buff on reload speed as well when I discuss the perk. So, for this one, I would change Hotshot. I would recommend Rootlash. Why Rootlash? Because Rootlash, you can, it requires a smaller amount of mod power, and the tentacles that spawns by your projectile steals 1.5% of your maximum HP, which counts as a heal, which synergize with the resonating heart heal bar. So once it goes full, it refills the charges. If the charges is full, the green bar stays there until you can consume the relic charge, which is good. So I would recommend Rootlash, and then I would still recommend Hotshot or Corrosive if you encounter a flying boss, because Rootlash is only good for ground enemies. It's not good for aerial ones. So if you're fighting an aerial boss, so there are aerial bosses here, especially the last boss, Annihilation. So he's an aerial boss. So I would recommend Hotshot or Corrosive instead of Rootlash. Rootlash would never reach the aerial enemy. So, but for exploring, Rootlash is recommended, so you can have more charges of resonating heart, and you can easily fill in the 100% resonating heart bar. So now for the perks and the prime perks. For the medic perk, invigorated, technically 15% increased damage to everything melee or range, and 5% critical hit chance. Then this one is actually what's important in the medic perk. Efficacy, benevolence, increases the relic efficacy by 15%, heals nearby allies for 30%. So I'm playing solo, that doesn't matter. But that matters if you're playing on a party. But you have to switch redemption for your healing skill. Then backbone increases the hit medic can take before losing gray health by 1. It makes the medic a little bit tankier, but it's not potent. It's still, you can still receive chunks of damage. And then this one, let me remove my camera. Benefactor, this counters the slowness that we get from the burden of the rebel, increases relic use speed by 20%. So if we go back, technically Celerity Stone increases relic use speed and consumable by 20, but the rebel reduces it by 25. So technically we have a 5% reduction in terms of the relic use speed, which is bad because we need to consume the relic over and over again. So technically the perk, the final perk, Benefactor, helps with that, increases the relic use speed by 20%. So technically we have an increase of relic use speed by 15%. If you do the math, 15%, which is decent enough. So for the DPS, the gaps in the DPS, we have Swift Shot, so that's why I use Overflow mod. it stacks with this. So gain 9% fire rate and 15% range damage and 5% crit chance to all firearms. So that covers the weakness of the medic in terms of lacking the damage. And then in terms of lacking the ammo, so we have pulse up. Ammo picks up awards 20% additional ammo per player with the bonus split equally among teammates. So we're playing solo, we're only getting 20%. So if we're playing for 4 and 4, I think it says per player, right? Per additional ammo per player. So that's 20, 40, 60, 80. Because this game, you can have a maximum of 3 party members, so there's 4 of you. Then, quick hands. So this remedies the long reload speed of my bonesaw machine gun, so 10% reload speed. And then sleight of hand, this synergize with the relic. Using a relic reloads equipped firearms. So technically, if we use a relic, aside from the overheal that we get, we're also getting ammo. So problem solved. We don't have weakness in terms of the ammo, in terms of the DPS. So I didn't use the sidewinder build because there's a build existing for this. They call it the Hubs build. Hubs build because it's using the hunter here, hunter archetype as the primary, and then the gunslinger as the secondary. They do that because the hunter has a focus skill and also a mark skill that increases damage when you're aiming. And basically, the skill Sidewinder increases your ADS movement speed, so your draw swap speed. So you swap a gun and then you swap to another, instantly reloading it. And from what I saw from the Hubs build, it's critting on around 8,000 to 9,000 damage. That's actually DPS focused build because 8,000, 9,000 damage for this game, that's a lot of damage already. That's a lot. So technically, they use one-shot weapons or one-shot magazine weapons that has a high burst damage. So they one-shot and then they switch and then do another a sniper rifle one-shot, then do a sidearm single shot. So you can do that. There's a shotgun that's only has a single ammo, and also a surefire gun that's revolver only has one ammo. There's a sniper rifle that only has one ammo, and those have high damage. I think we can. I think I have. I don't have it, but they can use it on a bow. So it works on the bow as well. But it has a different effect. And then for the gun, yeah, I don't have it. I don't have the surefire gun, but I have the double barrel, which is a high output shotgun. It only has 2 ammo. It's also viable for the Hubs build. For the weapon swap build. So the weapon swap, you shoot, you crit strike, then you swap, instant reload, you shoot, then you swap, crit strike. So that's how it goes. So let's show you the gameplay for this build. But before anything else, I scoured the map and I find this section here. I'm gonna zoom it. So this section, and I found this item, the alien device. So I'm on a world stone now. I'm gonna go back to Ward 13. So let's go back to Ward 13. So we're back on Ward 13. So we're gonna check with Wally because I didn't research it extensively, the engram. So if we're unlucky, this might be a mod or a weapon. We'll go to Ava. If we're lucky, Wallace can make an engram out of this. So here goes nothing. So cross fingers. Fingers crossed rather.
They don't like it when I help you.
Oh, we're lucky. So it's a Dreesier caliper. So this is an engram for the engineer.
Until next time.
Okay, there we go. Now, to preview it, I'm gonna preview it. Oh, wait, that's long. I should preview it on the primary. Can understand the prime perk. So, engineer, prime perk, high tech. Prime perk holding the skill button will overclock the carried or deployed heavy weapon. Overclocking grants infinite ammo. Oh, that's nice. Increased fire rate and 25% damage increase for 15 seconds. It's good. It can actually fill in the gaps for missing DPS or damage, but it has a long cooldown, which is 40 seconds. That's long, guys. That's long. So if you're carrying a heavy weapon like the bones of machine gun, this is, you can overclock the gun or the deployed heavy weapon. So with heavy weapon, by pressing it, deploys the Vulcan turret, which lasts until its ammo is exhausted. So it's a sentry gun technically. So an engineer is basically as automatic sentry guns. Turrets that can aim and will prioritize targets that the player aims at. Press the skill again to enable autonomous targeting. So if you deploy it first, once it's deployed and you press again, goes autonomous targeting. This is good. And then if you hold, deploys it to a carrying mode. So you would carry the engineer prime, will overclock this weapon if already in hand on the battlefield. So that's the high-tech prime perk. And then heavy weapon flamethrower deploys a flamethrower turrets. So the same, but I think it logically that's basically having an element of fire, so burning effect. So if you hold it, so it's the same. So double press, the weapon is reclaimed, returning 75% of its remaining ammo. So heavy weapon ammo is regenerated by 1 point or 93% every second, and heavy weapons can only be deployed if at least 25 ammo is available. So you have to consider the cooldown here and the ammo count. So I think the mutator bandit and the mutator refunder will work well with this. And the ultimate skill is the, let me remove my camera so you can see. Heavy weapon impact cannon deploys an impact cannon turret. Ammo is exhaust the same. You hold, so you overclock, and then you make it on a carry mode. Double press, you reclaim, returning 75% the ammo. So I think impact cannon is like a burst fire, weapon, laser perhaps. I haven't seen it. So for the perk, metal worker increases skill damage by 5%. So your skills here. And then magnetic field, heavy weapon grants 15% damage reduction to all allies. So that's good, makes you tanky and also your allies benefits from it. Movement speed while carrying a heavy weapon is increased. So it doesn't actually slows you down, it actually makes you faster. And then, let me remove my camera. Surplus using a relic refills 15% of the heavy weapon ammo. Bonus is doubles when heavy weapon is stolen. So that there you have it. And then for the archetype traits, we have Fortify. So plus 5% armor effectiveness. That's actually nice. It's tanky. Especially if you're using medium, heavy, or heavy armor. So, alright. That's the engineer. We don't know what... We can mix it up with the medic, but it doesn't have enough level, so I have to level it up first. So, going back, we're going back to medic shield, and gunslinger. So, by the way, the archetype trait of the gunslinger is ammo reserve, increasing your ammo reserve up to 50%. It's level 7 now, so I have 35% ammo boost. So that's why I've created and customized this build and make it my own, because technically ammo reserve solves the problem of the medic not having enough damage and not having enough ammo. So we have the weakness covered. And then we have triage. Triage, technically increasing the healing mod. So this works with rootlash. That's why I recommended rootlash. There's also a mod that actually heals you, but I don't have the material yet, so Ava can craft it. So for now, we're using rootlash. So this build is technically healing shield and quick draw, and it's on medium armor. It's 49, so I'm gonna change something here. What am I missing? We need... There you... That's more effective. So 48.9 plus we have Park Skin. So this is the usual traits that I would recommend for this build. Vigor, maximum, so 30 HP. Endurance, 30 stamina. Spirit, mod power generation by 20% is increased. So you can prop your mod and it's synergized with solid mod plus relic fragment, negative 2% mod reduction. And then since we rely on healing shield and we're gonna spam quick draw, I have expertise, reduce skill cooldown, and that stacks up here with burden of the rebel. So all in all, we have 35% skill cooldown. So our spammable skill is quick draw, 26 seconds cooldown. So we can use this by just pressing C. It automatically aims to the enemy closer to you, and it does 6 critical shots. And if you press and hold it, you can target it for a singular shot, for a more powerful shot. So that's good for bosses, but you have to be good with your aiming, because sometimes I just press C if there's a single target, and 6 critical shots is already enough to kill, and it has a decent DPS already. The hold and release, I usually use it when I'm sniping a far away enemy. So that's it. So expertise, shade skin for elemental damage resistance. And then siphoner, 3% damage as lifesteal. But I might change siphoner because I don't feel it on this build. I don't feel the healing part. So I might change it to something different, like fitness maybe, or handling for weapon. And then bark skin reduces all incoming damage by 10%, so stacks up with the damage reduction here. So we have 58% damage reduction. So that's technically almost 60% damage reduction. So excuse me for that, I was a bit thirsty. So there we have it. That's the builds. I think I've discussed everything. So we're now gonna try the build. Show you fight some enemy. Maybe we'll fight Talrata, but I might die because this is solo. Usually you play this game with the party member. I think I've already explored the Leon Vault map, so we'll see. Wait. Let's go to the middle. To Titan's Vault. However, I don't have Talrata's Soul Spark yet, so I'm not sure where it is. So Spectrum Nexus. That's basically. Talrata is actually located here, Forgotten Prison. I already visited Dark Conduit, Food Trade Domain, I'm done with that. Also this area here. So this is where we found the engineer archetype. Although I haven't found the armor, I don't know why. After my recording, I'm gonna continue playing. I'm gonna explore this area, but this area is poisonous. I actually died just to get the engram for the engineer. So I'm gonna recheck Spectrum Nexus, see if I miss something, because that's the only area left. Tower of the Unseen Undone. Is there an underground? Okay, so we're left with this one, with this underground area. But I'm gonna check the Spectrum Nexus map just to double check. Let's see if we can fight an elite enemy, so I can show you how effective we build this. So once you reach 60-40 health and you encounter shielded enemy like this one, use Quick Draw. It can shatter it. So don't hesitate, if you do this build, don't hesitate to spam Quick Draw. And then don't hesitate to use Relic. So if you notice the UI in the bottom, it has a green bar. Once that's full, it will actually refill the relic charge. There, rootlash. Rootlash is also good because it heals you. So if I turn off my camera, you see I have 7 charges of the relic. So once I fully healed, I'm actually passively healing also because of the reserve boosting gem by 0.33. So it's almost full now. So this archetype, it doesn't have a revival skill, unlike the handler. So you have to heal and consume your relic charges, or else you will die. So that's how you play this. Don't hesitate to use the relic charges, because the overhealing would also refill the gauge for the resonating heart, so as refilling its own. So I'm gonna use a heal now, so it goes to 100%. It doesn't go through 100% yet because my HP is full. but it's almost full. It's around 99%. So I'm gonna turn off my camera and show you that once it it seems we're done. We're done with this section. So we're done. I'm not gonna go further. So let's show you a proper gameplay. So stay with me. Bear with me for the meantime. Don't hesitate to use Quickdraw. That's your bread and butter. Then for the whirlwind, you can use it for multiple enemies. So there you have it. It actually consumed the bar. So once I terminated all these enemies, I will show you that refills the gauge for the red. Right, so I'm turning off my camera. So there, it's 8. So technically, that's how you play this. You heal, you refill the gauge. If the healing shield is on cooldown, you technically use the relic. So it doesn't matter. 60% HP, use it right away. So that it will overheal and refill its own gauge. So that poisonous area, the fog, that's what killed me when I tried to get the engineer in ground. Okay, looks like we're on the right place. I think this is where the soul spark is located. So So that's the quest. If you look on the Soul Spark, a voice within the glass chamber asking to search for the Soul Spark. So that's our primary quest. And play the audio lang. And here it is. Let's start seeing this one, the quest section. The description basically that there are dozens, hundreds of eggs in which shape rolling in the thick fluid. Okay, looks like there's some enemies here. So for close enemies like this, you can go backdash and whirlwind or Keaton Mitsurugi 9-headed dragon. You can also charge it up, then whirlwind. So that's how you did that. Will happen if I press this. I think it would just close the door. It's still an enemy. This open again? Perhaps not. So we have a quarter of light status there. That blue color is suppression blight. There's 3 blights in this game. One is curse. Curse, when the blight status goes full, it lessens your HP, your maximum HP. Then there's root rot. Root rot, when it goes full, roots grows out from your body, from your character, and basically your character starts to cough, interrupting any actions that you're doing. When you're shooting your gun, when you're doing melee attacks, it will interrupt it and cancel the action. So that's why those two blights are dangerous. Suppression, I don't know what it really does, but because I can still shoot, my HP is still full, and I think what it does is probably related to damage. I think it's lessening your damage. So this is the Forgotten Prison. So just go straight ahead. Let's make a slight right turn here and go straight ahead. I'm gonna fight Talrata. Let's hope I won't die if I do the healing cycle properly and the consumption of the relic properly. But if I die, I'm gonna try again, guys. Most likely I will die, so hope you bear with that because the build actually needs mythic level of healing effectiveness. At least two of it. At least two of it. And that's what I don't have. So we're just substituting with an ordinary healing effectiveness. And a mythic level of effectiveness is actually higher, probably around 10% to 15%. Here we have, I think I don't have to show you Talrata. This is an elite mini boss. So we at 40% health. We're gonna be using it here. We have a charge on the rootlash. We use that. And then basically we have a lot of enemies. We use the overflow. Alright, let's deal with the trap first. Alright, while he's far away, let's consume a relic. So this is where the overheal comes. If you notice, if we're receiving damage, we heal instantly. Then we spam quick draw. So there, we're overhealing. So constantly regenerating. This is where the build shines. And the survivability. Let's do a healing shield. Right. I was casting the healing shield because I know when an elite is having low HP, it's gonna do its jump attack and bounce to the ground and do an AoE and do a massive tons of damage. But it didn't do that, so we're lucky. So you got to see the build, how it works. So technically it works by filling the gauge, refilling the charges of the relic, and then using the relic again and again. And then once you've done that, any damage that would be done to you will be regenerated right away. As you can see, within 20 seconds. So let's turn off my camera and check my relic charges. So it's 8. So it's like we didn't use at all. We did use the relic charge. So this is where the build shines. So you have your DPS, the quick draw, you have your mods, and then you have the healing shield, and then you have the increased 15% healing relic use speed that allows us to overheal. So I think that's all for now. So I'm gonna do a shout out, a quick shout out for the closing. So Jamil Gulaba, John Jeffrey Mangali, Ponky Consigna, Christian Rimas, Din Alpasan, Balcas Garrido, John Jervin Subiri. There's an enemy, so let me deal with them first. Worry about this, guys. We're gonna die if we don't deal with them. So I'm gonna continue with the shout out. Oh, same guy. Let's consume a relic. Just to be sure that we won't die. Our quick draw is not affecting it. I'm not sure why. Accidentally sorry about that, guys. Something happened with my shadow play. The recording suddenly saved. I thought I pressed tab accidentally, but I checked shadow play. Something wrong was it. When I restarted the recording again, it keeps starting and then saving and not recording at all. So I had to close the game and then close GeForce Experience and then restart Shadowplay and NVIDIA Broadcast. So I'm not sure why it happened though, because probably it's I'm streaming in a long time. So then again, continuation of the Remnant 2 Medic Gunslinger build. So you saw me fighting the elites, and then when I was doing the closing shout out, we're cut off in the middle because the enemies respawn. So I started the new recording just to do the closing for you guys. I love you guys because I know you support me. Even there's only few of you. So continuing basically then again let's start over. So I'm not gonna start in the middle. So let's start over from the top. Shout out to Jamil Gulaba, John Jeffrey Mangali, Pompey Consigna, Christian Remas, Bin Alpasan, Bal Casmir Garrido, John Verbin Supiri, Ariel Chua, Tita Lele, Lorraine, Jacinto de la Cruz, and Jesser de la Cruz, Queen Wasabi, Kingsley Borja, Edward Alto, Michelle Arnie Apas, Vicky Picaro, Manarang, Nino Renz, Santiago, Muhammad Nur Nawang, Leo Jacinto, Clarence Segundo, Glenn Segundo, Christian Segundo, my niece Julia Ashlia Monrubia, Aaron Rivero, Eric Bartolome, Francisco Gapas, Arnel Samarita, Rick Tutero, Jocelyn Geronimo Bagay, Joy Lucero, Mark De Leon, J. Kerrigan Valle, and Jun Falado. So I hope you guys are doing well. It's late in the evening. If you're sleeping, I hope if you watch this, I hope you have had a good night's sleep, a good rest. And then if you're working, I hope you're doing good with work, and I hope you're not getting stressed. And I hope you're all safe. So again, this is Remnant 2. As you can see in the background, Remnant 2. And I'm gonna continue playing Remnant 2 until we unlock all the archetypes. So we unlock the engineer, but I'm gonna continue playing to have this on a maximum level, and I'm gonna showcase my handler alchemist build and the medic gunslinger build by doing a live stream and fighting Annihilation. Annihilation is an epic boss. He has 3 phases in terms of the battle. So I'm gonna showcase that so you guys would enjoy. So if you watch this video, please watch my live stream when I've done that gameplay. Okay. So again, this is Cover Fire Gaming. I'll have my YouTube channel in the comment section in Facebook, and basically you can click that link. It goes directly to my YouTube channel. Please do that because you cannot search me. I'm not a top subscriber in Facebook yet, so I will not appear in the top search results. So the only way for you guys to subscribe is basically by clicking the link. And if you're already subscribed, drop a like or a comment about the game. If you want some improvements, if you notice a mistake, if you have a suggestion to improve my playstyle, do so. I'm open to that. So then again, this is Coverfire. Drop a like and subscribe. Help my channel grow and have a great night. Bye now.